Hello, hi everyone. Today I just want us to talk about love in the modern days, and I'll ask you just a question. Do you think that there is genuine love right now, especially from a man's perspective? Do you think there is genuine love nowadays? Because I've sat down, analyzed even from the circle of friends and the things that even the people that I know are going through. Some are going through divorce, others have gone through separation. And one case that has been constant all through is that either the woman has gotten a better position at work, which translates to more money, or maybe in her business or her things, she's earning more money than the husband. So she starts being disrespectful, a bit combative, and in some cases, even finding the replacement when the father of the children or the husband is still there. So I've been left wondering. And the worst thing of all this is that they are all Christians, or they profess to be Christians. And I'm left wondering, shouldn't love be approached by the standards of like First Corinthians 13? You know, love is patient, love is kind, love does not seek, does not keep record of wrongs. Love does not seek for its own interests. Um, it's forgiving, it's forbearing, it's long suffering, and all that. So I'm just seated analyzing all these situations and asking myself like, and I know even you maybe you've experienced in a way that is there genuine love? Is there really genuine love? Because nowadays it's like, speaking from a man's perspective, it's like ladies are loyal to their feelings, and feelings are not always facts. So if she's in a position where she feels like maybe she's not loved, like one statement that I've been hearing a lot is that I don't feel loved anymore, or I feel my time has changed. So they just walk out of the relationship without even considering the factors, and considering the other person. So you're just left. And one thing that I've come to realize out of uh, the little research that I've done is that before a lady tells you that she's walking out of a relationship, she walked away a long time ago. And for us men, we give a conclusive response at that time. Like maybe she tells you, I want to leave, or I'm filing for divorce. You'll be like, okay, fine, you go ahead. But again, we start dealing with the pain 2 days afterwards, and we take a longer time getting over a heartbreak compared to women. And it becomes easy for women, especially if she's already found another option or found somebody else. Like they move on so fast compared to us men. We may ruminate over an issue for a long time, ask ourselves questions: where did we go wrong? What are the red flags that we ignored? Like, how can we do better most of the time? But you find that some of us again decide that the best way to deal with pain maybe is to find women to smash. Maybe others get drowned in alcoholism. Others choose other hobbies that are destructive, which end up creating addictions, or bringing in other problems. So back to the question: is there genuine love nowadays, or we just have to sit back and look after our own backs? Because the last place that I would have expected, like the last line of defense that I would have expected is especially people of the faith, especially people who profess like Christianity. But I've realized divorce is happening in the church a lot. There are a lot of separations and all that. But one case that is very common in all these cases, other than the little percentage of abuse, is when a woman earns more. When a woman earns more than the man, then you can predict the failure of a marriage. So, looking at all these things, from where I sit, I think I now understand why most majority of the men nowadays, even to the church in the church that I go through, I've been having conversations with them concerning this issue of relationships, and I've realized most of them are quite laid back in terms of committing. And one thing they are saying is that why should I take the risk to commit to somebody whom I am not guaranteed that I will have their loyalty and faithfulness and commitment for the rest of the time that we shall be alive, or the rest of the time that God allows us to live. So people are just protecting themselves. People have men are not just people. Men have become protective of themselves. They've decided to just keep themselves and not focus on other things, but to just focus on themselves. And this is becoming detrimental to the society, because in the long run, let's not pretend there will be a loneliness pandemic. Yes, a loneliness pandemic as time goes by, because there's a place. I've also talked to men who are in their 40s who are single and all that. There's a place where you get and you long for companionship. Same thing with women. I think women tend to react to the issue of companionship quite early. They are very relational beings. So there's a place as a man you get where you desire companionship, just being with someone. Like, think about it. You fall ill in the house, there's nobody to take care of you, especially if you don't have a substantial medical cover that can allow you, even that covers even for your ambulance fees to come and pick you from the house. Sometimes you just want to have that person to talk to and all that. But when you do a cost benefit analysis and you ask yourself, what is the benefit of being married and go through or being in a relationship and go through the turmoil of performance, the turmoil of being compared, the turmoil of not feeling enough, vis-a-vis the cost of staying alone and having the peace of mind and just deciding, like the way some are, just to find a woman to smash and all these things. I find most men are leaning towards this other side, where it's better to stay alone and all that. But personally, I feel there's a place where we are going to get, and maybe it has already begun. The society is going to crash. Like, the society is going to crash. Women will get to a place of reset. Men will get to a place of reset. And then that's when we can start now looking at how can we build better? How can we build afresh? Where did we go wrong? Because there is toxic masculinity on this side, and toxic masculinity in this way, not the masculinity being toxic, but the toxic ideologies that paint masculinity in a wrong way. And on this side, we have also toxic femininity, not femininity being wrong, but toxic ideologies that make femininity not attractive anymore to the man. So, being a person of faith, one of the ways that I tend to filter out wisdom is according to, I think, James chapter 3 verse 21, where it talks about the kind of godly wisdom that is pure, it's not self-seeking and all that, versus the worldly wisdom. That's the metric that I normally use to try and filter out what is good and what is not good. But back to the question, do you think it's worth it to be in love as a man in these days and age, where you're guaranteed to lose more? Because I've seen cases whereby a woman comes in with a mindset of not building with a guy, but what will this guy do for me? And that's the question that is being asked a lot of times. I see it even within my circles. What will this guy do for me? But you ask the lady, what are you willing to do for the guy? And it's like, I'm just being beautiful and just appear and all that. Man, beauty is not food that can be eaten. When two people come together, you form a partnership. It's supposed to be building together, helping each other, and to elevate and become better. But that seems to be rare nowadays. And marriage has become a place marriage and relationship has become places of competition, whereby it's more of trying to check whose CV has more credentials than the other, who has more money than the other. But we are missing the part of companionship, where it is just like you have this person who loves you, who takes care of you, whom you also love and take care of, and you just do life together, where you know your purpose as a family and you're working towards that. So I don't know. Those are just my opinions. Maybe you can comment on the comment section and share your feedback. Do you think love is worth it, or as men, we just embrace the path of being single and we decide that that's the life that we are going to live until we die? Have a good day.